Hi everybody.
Happy Vlogmas!
Welcome back to the channel.
Today we're doing some do-it-yourself holiday gifts.
And we're making Christmas crafts.
Christmas crafts. So come get lost with us today as we try to put all this stuff together.
We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You and me. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this.
A little bit better.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of our setup. Over here on this side of the kitchen, we have all of our fragrance oils that we're going to use for this batch. We're gonna do an orange cranberry, peppermint candy, Santa's Tree Farm, and poison apple. I also have some of our micas. These are our soap molds. We have a really, really big one that we're gonna try today. And then I've got 3 of these like 10-ounce silicone bars. And then lately, this has kind of been my favorite brand of quick mix. Basically, all I have to do is heat it up, shake it up, and then add it to our lye. It makes soap making really easy. And then we also have a little bit of this sodium lactate, which is supposed to make the bark harder. And then, of course, we've got our safety stuff. We've got safety gloves, safety goggles, because this is basically like adult chemistry when you're playing with lye. So that's a little bit of our setup, and Gary's going to show you guys what we have set up in the kitchen.
Anyways, so one of the first things I have is our lye. You'll see it's in a plastic bag. We have an extra thing of this. If you ever order a soap making kit from like any of the companies, they send you a ton of lye. This is the most dangerous thing. This is actually the part that you want to be the safest about. So make sure to keep that separate. And just so you know, this is our temperature gauge. So one of the things you have to do when you're making soap is make sure that the lye has cooled down enough to mix it with the other stuff. So this is what this is for. These are our mixing bowls. We have 3 different mixing bowls. They used to actually be our pet water dishes. So that's where these started, but now they're exclusively our soap making bowls. We have our mixer, so it's a hand mixer, pretty simple, KitchenAid.
And we also only use that for soap making.
And it's important to have that because if you try to do it with your hand, you're really going to get tired out quickly. We actually started with hand and then we moved quickly to that. Here's our scale. Everything has to be measured. Everything has to be measured out. And these are our containers that we use for the measuring. They contain lye, they'll contain mica, they'll contain water. These are sort of our containers. And these are our different sort of measuring stuff as well as stirry stuff. So when we're getting down to it, like when we start doing the lye, this is for our lye mixing. And some of the other ones are to get our micas right and to make sure that everything looks good before we mix it all in.
And why do you want to use metal and not plastic?
We use metal because it doesn't melt. I mean, the biggest thing you're going to be at is the lye gets extremely hot. We'll show that in the video when we're doing it, and so stuff will start melting. This is our distilled water. So you want to make sure you have distilled water because you don't want any of those
heavy metals.
You don't want any type of like calcium or anything in your water, so those type of things, you want to keep that out. That's why you use distilled. And then this is the olive oil we'll be using. Nothing sort of fancy, it's just a simple olive oil that we're making an olive oil soap with.
Safety first, children. All right, so we're gonna get started with our lye. And step 1 is to measure out the lye and measure out the water. So that's what we're gonna do first.
Yeah. So we take a scale, you zero it out, put on this, and zero it out again. There we go. Alright, then we need 18.4 ounces of water.
Now we need the
9
lye.
ounces of lye.
Just try to give perspective. I'm gonna set this camera up.
Alright.
And this is the part where it gets very like caustic and fumy.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Okay. It's taken us 2 years, folks, to get through a...
Alright, so far we're at 6.6 ounces. Alright, 9 ounces.
So, our next step is to add the lye very, very slowly to the water.
Alright, so now that we have our lye sitting, currently at 174 degrees, so we've got to let that cool down a lot before we can mix it. We are going to measure out our olive oil, which we need about 38 ounces to make the double batch. So we're going to pour out 38 ounces into these different cups. Alright, so we have waited for the lye to cool down to about 100 degrees and we're going to start doing our mix. So we take the lye over, and then we put the olive oil into it, and then we follow that with the scents.
And then blend, blend, blend.
And then blend it, because we're not going to do colors this time, it'll just be the olive oil and the scent this time. Alright, this is the pan.
This is the pour. The pour.
Look at that. Look at that sweetness. That sweetness, it's filling it up. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And so here's the top of the 4. Well, I mean, technically it's a 2 log. There's the top of the single. You see it's up to the top as well. And then there is the 2 single bars by themselves. Alright, what are you doing?
Alright, so we're gonna make 3 different batches of soap, and because each batch requires lye water, we're gonna make 3 separate batches of lye water. So we're gonna start with our 3 bowls, and in each one of our bowls we're gonna put our 11 ounces of water, and then once those are all done, then we'll measure out the 4.5 ounces of lye, and then we'll slowly add that to each bowl of water and then let them all cool, because there's no time limit as to when you have to use your lye water, but it is the most dangerous and most involved part of the process. We're going to try and get that part out of the way, and then we can slowly start making our soaps from there. We're back. Our lye water is all cooled to roughly about 100 degrees. I added our sodium lactate, which is a liquid that will help harden the soap. And now we're going to make 1 soap at a time. We're going to start off with our peppermint soap, and we're going to add our pre-mixed oils, blend them, and then we're going to measure out our fragrance, add our fragrance, and then we're going to split it into 2 separate batches so we can have 1 white and 1 red, and then we're going to put them in our mold. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to spritz it with alcohol. And it's supposed to help remove any air bubbles if there were any. And then I have some leftover glitter from a previous project, and I'm just going to attempt to sprinkle some glitter on top to just kind of make it fun. Because why not glitter, right? Why not? Looks pretty good, right? So we will be back in a few days and we'll show you guys what these unmolded like, except for our olive oil soap. I think that one's gonna have to stay in the mold for a little bit longer, so. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back. This is, I think, around day 3, and it is time for us to cut some soap.
Yeah, we've already got them out of the mold, so it's really just kind of like pushing the buttons and sliding them out. All of them came out super easy. Now we're up to cutting it, so we just figured we'd show you guys what it looks like to cut some soap.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Alright, so here is peppermint. This is the first one we're going to cut. It does have a slight little tear in the top, but otherwise it looks really good. We hoped you enjoyed our soap making Vlogmas extravaganza. If you're interested in us doing some more videos like this, let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.